Hey Amber Miners, welcome back to the Amber Mine. Today's video was one that was promised back in Jurassic June. Well, kinda. We had planned for a full, in-depth, lore-style video. However, that's not exactly what this video is about. Why? Well, one of our top scriptwriters, Bob, had written this detailed script on the lore of Isla Aventura, and had even expanded upon it by including external resources from old marketing websites and exclusive events from the early 2000s. And trust me, I was super excited about this, and I was all prepared to make this video after I got back from my convention that I volunteer at each summer. However, after reviewing the script and doing further research, we had realized that most of the information we had used was from incomplete sources, and that the full complete story was more complex, and managed to even connect Aventura's canon to sources we had not previously even considered. In fact, the more we delved into its lore, the more we realized that Aventura had very little to do with the films at all. In the end, we ended up abandoning the original script and split it into two upcoming videos. And in the meantime, this video was made while more content is produced behind the scenes. Anyway, I got back and I still really wanted to do something Jurassic Park Aventura related. So, I decided to go through and share everything we know about where things are on the island. Expect something similar to this for Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna in the future as well. Before we get too far into this, make sure to like and subscribe to the mine. Also, please leave a comment, and if you don't have an idea of what to comment, then share what your favorite Isla Aventura dinosaur or attraction is. Also, if you would like to fund the Amber Mine, please consider donating to our Patreon. We have some huge plans for September and October, and I just cannot wait to share them with everyone. In my opinion, the best way to understand a location is to use cartography, which is the art and science of graphically representing a geographical area, usually on a flat surface. Cartography builds on the premise that reality, or an imagined reality in our case, can be modeled in ways that communicate spatial information effectively. So in other news, we used a map. In order to best show you guys these locations, and for it to not just be a huge mess, we are going to break things down into categories: the attractions locations, the dinosaur paddocks, and engine services. To start off, we're going to show off the attractions that can be found here on Isla Aventura. Here's a list of the attractions we currently know that are located on the island. The Discovery Center, the River Adventure. Next up is the Jeep Safari, Helicopter Tours, Camp Jurassic, Pteranodon Flyers, the Triceratops Encounter, and the Visitor Dock. It is still unknown where the park's two currently unknown restaurants, Burger Digs and Thunder Falls Terrace, are located. However, these are our best personal guesses. There is a location on the map called River Terrace. So we feel that we can safely assume that this is the location of the Thunder Falls Terrace because of the similar names. And as for Burger Digs, we are inclined to believe that it would be located inside the Discovery Center, functioning as this version of Jurassic Park's Cretaceous Cafe. Our next stops will be the dinosaur paddocks, so let's turn to our friends over at the CGL to see what the currently known roster of dinosaurs are that call Isla Aventura home. Bob, take it away.
According to our research, these are the known resurrected species housed on Isla Aventura, both on and off attraction. Number 1 is Compsognathus longipes, which would have been housed in the northern carnivore paddocks on display on the Jeep Safari Tour. Number 2 is Velociraptor mongoliensis. Typically, I would say Anterhopus, like Deinonychus, but in this case, it is Velociraptor mongoliensis. The reason why is something to be discussed in a future video. These would have been housed in the northern carnivore paddocks on the Jeep Safari Tour, as well as the River Adventure in the Raptor Range. Number 3 is Dilophosaurus witherelli. These would have been housed in the northern carnivore paddocks on the Jeep Safari Tour. Number 4 is Pteranodon longiceps. These would have been housed in the Pteranodon Highlands location on the River Adventure, as well as a secondary aviary to the south. Number 5 is the Tyrannosaurus rex enclosure, also known as the T-Rex Ridge, which would have been located in both the northern carnivore pens on the Jeep Safari Tour, as well as the River Adventure. Next on our list, we reach the herbivores, starting with number 6, Ankylosaurus magniventris, housed in the Herbivore Plains attraction. Coexisting with Ankylosaurus in the Herbivore Plains, number 7 is the Apatosaurus excelsus, also known as Brontosaurus. Number 8, in the Ultrasaur Lagoon on the River Adventure, we have Ultrasaurus altathorax, which for right now, we're just going to consider is a renamed Giraffatitan bronchi. Number 9, in the Hadrosaur Cove on the River Adventure, is Parasaurolophus walkeri, or simply Hadrosaur, although is distinguishable from Hadrosaurus. Number 10 is Psittacosaurus sinensis, located in the Mesozoic marsh of the River Adventure. Number 11 is Stegosaurus stenops, located in the Stegosaurus Springs of the River Adventure. Number 12 is the Triceratops horridus, which is located in the Triceratops Encounter, however, is also possibly located in the Mesozoic marsh on the River Adventure with Psittacosaurus. Finishing off our on-display species, we have for number 13 the omnivore Gallimimus bellatus, located in the... I actually don't know. I don't think anyone ever told me.
Hey, not to worry, Bob. While I was down visiting Isla Aventura a couple months ago, I happened to take a picture and see where the Gallimimuses were. They are just past the Mesozoic marsh before the T-Rex Ridge. Also, while I'm here, there was also a third location where the Triceratops was housed. That is down in the southern region of the island.
Finally, for our final and only off-display species, we have the Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, which I don't know where it's located.
Thanks, Bob. Lastly, we're going to end this off with a quick look at what we call the engine services locations. Think of these as the off-limits locations only for park staff that are generally off-limits to normal park guests. Building 256, which I am tentatively calling Broadway, has hatcheries 0 through 5. Building 257, which I'm believing is River Terrace, which potentially means that it's Thunder Falls Terrace, has 2 hatcheries as well, 6 and 7. Building 258, which I'm believing is Carmen Crossing, has hatchery 8. Building 259, which, based off its location, I'm also assuming is the heliport, has hatcheries 9 and 10. And then there is the central distribution, which I'm believing is the access to an underground tunnel network. With that being said, we believe that we have discovered evidence, and what we were able to confirm is that it is a maintenance tunnel network system, which might include a subway based off the terminology that's used. Based off these pictures, we have found that there's a few different lines. There's 2 purple lines, a blue line, 2 red lines, and 3 yellow lines. Each one of them goes to different locations around the island, include locations that have terms like station or transfer, which is making us assume that these are a subway system, and we believe that these would be used by park staff only, which is why we included them in this category. And so, as we further do, this is going to be the purple line, what I'm dubbing A. Starts at West Point, goes to the Discovery Center, then goes to Broadway, goes to the Central Distribution, which I believe is the main station, and ultimately ends at the South Dock. Purple line B starts at the Central Distribution, remember the main station, goes to Pasamonte Pass, goes to Lexington Transfer, to the helipad, dry storage, and then lakefront, Prince Point, and then the Southern Plains, also known as Amland Ridge. The blue line starts at the Northern Plains / Shreve Point, goes to the North Transfer, to a Yellow Line transfer station, Broadway, Central Distribution, and lastly at the South Dock. Red Line A starts at Broadway, goes to a location called the High Hide, which at the moment I'm not exactly sure if that has anything to do with the Lost World High Hide, goes to the Mason Trail location, Luke Transfer, North Transfer Station, Farron Station, and then ends at the Western Distribution. Red Line B starts at the Eastern Outlet, goes to the Eastern Plains / River Terrace, Phillips Point, St. Croix, Midway, and then ultimately ends at the Highlands. Yellow Line A starts at Lexi Springs, goes to the Blue Line Transfer, Luke Transfer, Livestock, and ultimately the Stock Release. We believe that this is a line that feeds the carnivore feeding compound. Yellow Line B starts at Torrey's Point, goes to the Eastern Inlet, Carmen Crossing, and ends at the Central Distribution Center. Yellow Line C starts at Wood Crossing / Camp Jurassic, Farron Station, and ends at Midway. Next up is the JP STU species tracking units. Think of these as the motion tracking sensors that are dotted around the island to keep track of where all the dinosaurs are located at any given time. Next up is the carnivore feeding compound, the raptor holding pen, and ultimately the South Dock. And there you have it, folks. All the locations that we are currently aware of on the island of Isla Aventura. Next time we cover this project, we will hopefully have that in-depth lore video and that other video we had promised everyone months ago at this point. See you all down in the mine. Hey Ember Miners, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to click the subscribe button on your way out and click the bell icon to be notified of our videos when we upload them. Consider leaving a like on this video so we know that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment about content that you would like to see come to this channel, and be sure to check the description for links to our Discord if you would like to talk to the team more directly. Check out our Patreon if you would like to help fund the team and its upcoming projects. Remember, this is a fan group reviewing the depths of our favorite franchise, and that we are in no way affiliated with the groups and companies that own them. Be sure to support Universal Studios and Amblin Entertainment. This has been an Amber Mine production. Thank you for mining with us.